If you're over 70 and you feel like you're doing all the right things, but you're still getting weaker, it may not be your age. It may be these 5 strength mistakes that are quietly working against you. And the frustrating part, most people think they're being careful when they're actually losing strength faster. Today, I'll show you exactly what to fix and what to do instead. I'm Marius Visser, a biokineticist and over 50 strength specialist. I work with adults in their 60s, 70s and 80s, including people recovering from surgery, managing chronic illnesses, or just wanting to stay independent. And I can tell you this, weakness after 70 is not inevitable, but certain habits absolutely accelerate it. Let's go through them. Mistake number 1, training too light for too long. This is the most common one, using the same light weights for months, sometimes even years. Now, light training isn't bad. We need that sometimes, but muscle only adapts when it is challenged. If the weight never feels hardish, your body has no reason to get stronger. You don't need to train to the point of exhaustion, but you should finish a set thinking, I could maybe do 2 more reps, but not 10. The level of effort should stimulate the muscle safely. If you can do 20 reps easily, it's probably too light. Certain muscles need more stimulus, so stay between the rep range of 6 to 12 reps, even 30, and invest in some heavier dumbbells. Now think about your dumbbells or your resistance as tools for the job. And think that certain muscles need certain stimulus. For instance, when we do squats, we might not need a lot of weight because you already have your body weight on top of your legs. So maybe a 5-pound or even a 10-pound dumbbell or weight could be sufficient for legs. But think about your other muscle groups, say for instance your biceps. Is the weight that you've chosen for your biceps or the tool that you've chosen for your biceps sufficient enough to overcome this weight for this muscle? Or do you need something a little bit heavier for the job? Because think about it, if you only have between 6 and 30 repetitions to really get the job done, you don't want to get to 25 and feel, oh, I can actually do another 25. Then you know the weight is too light. So if you start with a weight and you can only get 6 or 8 or 10 reps, that weight is perfect. If you've got a weight that maybe is a bit too heavy and you struggle to get to even 5 repetitions with good form, then the weight is a little bit too heavy. So what you are looking for is a specific tool for the specific job of your muscles that need different stimulus, and see whether you can stick within the 6 to 20 or even 30 repetitions and really fatigue that muscle before you get to the prescribed end range or the reps. Now, another way to think about it, but how do you know a weight is heavy enough? Well, if your form starts breaking down or you have to use momentum to get the weight up, that's when you stop the set. You are no longer exercising the muscle safely, and this actually can lead to injuries. But once you feel you are in a good position, no matter which exercise it is you're doing, it could be squats, it could be overhead presses, it could be anything like that, always look at your speed of movement. Once your speed of movement starts slowing down, like now my bicep is starting to slow down, you are getting close to a point called absolute failure. And that means you might only have 1 to 2 repetitions left of good form before you even stop moving the weight. Always keep that in mind. Keep in mind, movement quality always comes first. Good technique. Look at the speed of movement that slows down, and then obviously the burning and the fatigue that goes with that. So with that in mind, use your specific tools for specific needs and build yourself some strong muscle. Mistake number 2, avoiding legs because of fear. I hear this all the time. I don't want to hurt my knees. I've had hip replacement. My back isn't great. So what happens? Your upper body gets strained and legs get neglected. But here's the truth. Leg strength is independence. Things like standing up, climbing stairs, getting off the toilet, preventing falls. Avoiding leg work actually increases joint stress long term. The solution isn't avoiding legs. It's choosing the right exercise or modifying the existing ones. If you are fearful of doing a sit to stand on a chair alone, maybe move your chair closer to a sturdy dining room table or a wall. Or when performing your split squats, hold onto the railings or a door frame or a chair and a dining room table. Same for step-ups. Make sure that you're close to a wall and the step is not too high and you've got support holding onto something. And if you really feel weak, doing something as simple as quad sets, straight leg raises, and maybe even a back bridge just to add you back to exercise gradually. Mistake number 3, doing cardio instead of strength. Walking is excellent. Cycling is excellent. Swimming, although I don't enjoy it, is excellent. But none of those stop muscle loss effectively after the age 70. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, responds best to resistance. Cardio supports the heart. Strength training preserves your muscles. You need both. But if your schedule is limited, strength should not be the first thing you remove. Mistake number 4, training every day to stay active. This one actually surprises people. Some motivated 70-year-olds I know train every single day, but muscle grows during recovery. After 70, recovery takes a little bit longer. 2 to 3 well-structured sessions per week often works better than daily moderate workouts. You're not trying to burn calories, you're trying to actually stimulate adaptation. And adaptation requires rest. Mistake number 5, stopping because of temporary pain. This is subtle. You feel a bit sore, your joints feel a bit irritated, you stop completely. 2 weeks later, you feel weaker. Some discomfort during training is in fact normal, but sharp, worsening or swelling type pain is definitely not. The key is adjusting, not quitting. Look at your exercises from a completely different point of view. Like for instance, reducing the load, shortening the range of motion, changing around the order of the exercises, maybe slow down the tempo. Modify the movement even. Make sure you warm up and stretch or do mobility work before your exercises. Stopping entirely accelerates weakness faster than almost anything else. Let me give you a different way to measure progress. After 70, strength isn't about chasing numbers. It's about reducing effort in daily life. It feels like stairs no longer feel intimidating. Carrying groceries doesn't spike your heart rate. You recover faster after a busy day. You feel more confident moving in unfamiliar places. Strength after 70 is less about performance and more about confidence. When your body feels reliable again, that's progress. And often that happens before the weight on the dumbbell ever changes. If you're over 70, you are not fragile. You are adaptable. But the stimulus must be correct. If this helped you, subscribe, because this channel is dedicated to helping you move better, live stronger, and stay independent for as long as possible. And if you're not sure whether your current routine is helping or hurting you, check out this video. See you next time.